Hey guys, Sport to Death, and welcome back to Absolver. Alright, so for part 2 of the series, I kind of want to go over a few things that I learned, and maybe show you guys around. First thing that I learned is if you want to actually work on your combat deck and learn new moves, you should probably play in offline mode. The reason being that in order to actually learn some of the new moves, you have to block and dodge and parry the enemy's attacks, and it builds up the meter, and then, you know, you kill them, and then you get the experience points for it. So if you're playing online, what happens is other people will jump in, and they'll kill the enemy a little too fast, so it takes a really long time to learn. So right now I'm going to play in offline mode, and I figured what I would do, and as you can see I got some cool new stuff, is I wanted to show you guys around the game, because I've heard that the game can be confusing for navigation. So right now we're in the guidance chapel, which is where you kind of begin, and there's 3 places you can go. Over here there's a door. This is kind of a door over here for beginners. You know, it leads to a forest area. I think I'm going to show you guys that today, and also because, you know, the game is really pretty. Over on the left hand side, this door leads to the harbor and a couple of other places, and the areas do connect outside. This, I believe, is where you came from in the beginning. I'm not sure. Maybe. Either that or this leads to another area that maybe I didn't explore yet. I'll save that for another video. And then there's another one over here where you take the stairs up, and that leads to yet another area. And that area actually connects into the harbor. So let's go and find some guys and kick their butts. This game is really pretty. There is no overmap except for the map that you see in that one area. So I kind of figured what I would do is a lot of other people are going to make videos about the combat deck. And I'll show you my deck real quick, because it's not, you know, I'm not finished with it. I'm only level 18 at this point. You know, I obviously haven't unlocked all of the slots. That happens as you level up. One of the things I did notice is that even sometimes if you unlock the slots, you may just not have the appropriate move to put into a spot in order to make a combo effective. So I actually had, at one point, a bunch of empty slots because I just couldn't find anything that I wanted to put in my deck here. And this is kind of my go-to right now for my attack. I'm not real keen on it because it is slow. And it does require a lot of button presses that are extremely well timed. So if you notice, when they flash, that's when you're supposed to hit the button. If you don't do it that time, it's much slower. So it does actually like mess with the timing. So that's a combo I just kind of put together the last time I played. You know, it's not the greatest combo, but it's better than what I had before, and I'm still actually hunting around for moves. And then these little plates here are where you revive if you get killed. So, alright, so it doesn't take long to find some enemies, and before you do, everything is just so pretty. So pretty! The hunting path. Okay, so that's where we're at. This is a good area for beginners, and the reason is that the NPCs that you're going to encounter are a much lower level, and you can kind of tell what level they are by looking at the clothing they're wearing. If they're wearing shabby equipment, you know, they're a much lower level. And sometimes it has like little false paths which cause you to come over here and there's nothing here, but there's just this pretty tree and this pretty background. And I noticed too, if you just kind of stand there, the camera zooms in so you get a better view. So if you just kind of want to like look at the background and see how awesome the game is, you can just kind of stand there for a minute. But let's get into some fights. Alright, another little thing over here. These little hidden areas. Yeah, and I know most of the moves here. Aha! And I can parry. I gotta remember how to play, it's been a while. Watch me get my butt kicked right off the bat. Listen, you guys. Yeah, as you can see, it doesn't actually take a lot to get these guys down. There we go. Oh, and you can pick up items. Okay, so this actually seems like a good time to talk about items. So you're going to get a lot of equipment, and most of it's actually going to come from enemies dropping stuff. Not everything is useful, and one of the things you do have to watch out for is your weight, because the higher your weight, the less damage you're going to do. What you can do is, if there are things you don't want, go to your options and salvage them for shards. And sometimes you'll find items that are actually damaged. So as a note of caution, if you find a damaged item and you go to repair it, not only is it going to get better, but the weight is also going to go up. So if this were damaged, old ceremonial pants, and I don't think, yeah, they're not damaged, I could repair it, I get a little bit more effectiveness out of it, but then the weight also goes up as well. Another thing I found are these carns. They're one-shots, so once you get them, whatever item is in there is the item you get for the carn. You know, they're basically there just to give you a little, you know, starter equipment. See, that move I haven't finished learning yet. And they can hit each other. Come here. Yeah, I found most of my effective attacks at this point actually come from the reverse stances rather than the forward stances. But I'm sure I'll learn other things. Okay, so this is actually the first big departure. If you go to the left, and I actually was here in the last video, you'll go to the swamps. But what I want to do today is I actually want to go to the bird caller village. So there's another path over here. Right? It's a little bit higher. It's a little bit more elevated. Remember the tree. And that'll take you to the bird caller village. This way, right? Yeah, because you have to go to the pink tree, I think. Yeah, because there's this little hollow over here where you can kind of hang out. So I am having a lot of fun with the game. I've mostly played offline because I am trying to build my deck. I'm not really a big online gamer, but I will take a stab at the PvP. Alright, so this was the bird caller's outpost. There is a boss character here, but there's also a lot of really decent enemies you can farm. These are higher than the ones that we just fought. Also, the more enemies that you fight at the same time, the tougher it does get, no matter how high your level is. Oof. I gotta learn that punch. That actually looks really good. I messed up my parry on that one. So this is a really good place to farm not only experience points, but actual moves. It's a little bit tougher than the beginning area. Ooh, I wonder if there's anything in this pod. Nothing. Nothing in there. And there's actually a nice little secret up here, so I'll show you that. There's another Karn. If you guys haven't found all the Karns yet, might help. These guys look a little tougher than the last ones. No! And you die. You do die kind of often in this game. One of the things I did notice is if you do die, you can immediately go back to where you were, because the guys that are there are actually not the same. So if we go there now, it'll be 2 different guys. Is this the area? No. Wrong path. He's back behind the house. Oh, but first I gotta fight this guy, because he's in the way. I'm not having any luck today. I'm not having any luck today. Okay. I did so well when I was playing on my own. As soon as I actually started recording, I started to suck. I think I need to use my abilities more. I did actually beat one of the boss characters. There are 7 marked ones, and then there's 3 guys who have names. And I beat one of the marked ones. I didn't even realize it was the guy until I was already in the fight. Alright, back up here. Yeah, see, this guy's wearing a little bit less... Spin elbow. Okay. That's actually pretty cool. I won't play with that right now because it does require a lot of checking through stuff. Alright, so we got a level. What I've been doing is basically just kind of keeping strength, vitality, and endurance up. I haven't put any points in will yet. Dexterity, I put a point in every once in a while because you do get moves that are based on dex. So, I've noticed that from people who've done FAQs on the game, it punishes you a little bit for... oops, I didn't want to actually equip that. It punishes you for putting too many points in the same thing, like trying to specialize. You get diminished returns, and it happens pretty quickly. But eventually you just get to the point where you have to put your points in something. So, alright, so, over here, got another guy, or 2. Don't you taunt me. Yeah, not so tough now there's only one of you, huh? Okay. So there's a fairly tough fight over here, usually. Oh no! Oh no, they did spawn. And I didn't realize where they were, so I wasted my heal. Yep. And you can knock them off. Just be careful not to fall off with them. Alright, so yeah, there's another Karn over here, and the boss is down here. You can kind of see the boss if you go through the front. And actually, let me just do that. Just don't cross this threshold, and you'll be okay. I almost beat this one. Oh, you know what? Let's try it. Let's try it. Why not? Oh, I don't have enough. Let's try and fight the boss. Oh, I actually don't even have enough to use my special move. Oops. I'm gonna win this time. Nope. Hey, give it a shot. It didn't quite do as well as the last time, and I think I need to change that combo I have because it's really slow, like this combo here. There's just too much delay, and I like it because it is powerful, but it's just not enough. So that might be one of the things I need to change in order to get this to work. All right, so since we're here, there's another place I can show you guys up here. Listen, you. Alright, a little bit of experience points on that one. If you stick to the right, and of course kill everybody who gets in your way, because you want those experience points, you want to learn stuff. Come on. Yeah, I'm getting a little cheap with that elbow because the elbow, one of those elbows actually does a lot of damage. So if I can kind of keep them off their guard, you can sometimes break their guard by going through their stamina. So I'll show this to you guys. There's a path all the way over here. Alright. It looks like, hey, not a lot of enemies. Nothing going on. Big old path to nowhere. Pretty trees. Bird song. And then suddenly the sky gets dark. And you find the Idalian Columberry. And when you do, you find a giant treehouse. Yeah, just a lot of stunning moments of awesome. So this is actually one of the games that's out free for PS Plus this month, and I think this is almost done. There's only a couple of days left. If it's not done already by the time I post this. So if you haven't put it in your queue, pick it up. Over here is this thing, and that is a boss fight. Now, you don't have to trigger the boss fight, and I won't, because that's even harder than the one I just lost. So, yeah, definitely not doing that. But if you're not one of those people who's into PvP and you do like fighting games, this is actually okay to dally with. You can just kind of play around with it. And then these things, I figured out, this is basically your shop. So, all the equipment that I had, you know, over here, yeah, I'm not gonna keep that. Salvage that. If I wanted to buy something, essence. There we go. So the first one gives you these rift discs. I haven't figured out what those do yet. You can buy protections and weapons. They are kind of expensive, but they do use the shards that you get from breaking stuff down. So, you know, eventually I could get this Repo Warrior mask, or the Baroque Eye mask, or all these other masks, like the Metal Roar mask. And, you know, they've got stuff for every part of your body, shoulders, undertop, stuff like that. So you really kind of dress your character up if you want to spend that much time farming for what stuff. and weapons that you can put on. Apparently, level 50. I don't understand what the weapon level 50 or your level 50? Again, not everything has been sorted out. And you can also buy emotes. Now, these use a different type of thing. It uses some kind of crystal. I haven't figured out if you get those in the game or if you have to buy them outright. I'm not sure. But that's what that does. So now we're learning. Okay, we'll go for a little bit longer. I won't bore you guys. I actually have not been here before, so this is new to me. Last time I was here, I did the fight and got my butt kicked and decided, hey, I should probably go back the way I came. So I don't know what's down here. It could be really bad. It could be super strong enemies that I can't actually beat, because they do have levels. There is a leveling system. Or it could go back to the hunting path in some way, I don't know. You look like... Oh, 2 regular guys, of course. There we go. Yeah, I definitely do not like the combo that I have equipped to my forward stance right there. It's basically just there until I can find something better. So I am looking for more moves. I am basically looking to expand my deck. Oh, of course there's 2 of you. Why wouldn't there be 2 of you? Ha ha! Parried that. You can also parry. Yeah, you get your stamina back faster if you're not holding block, but then again, you're open to attacks. And I unlocked a new move. There we go. So that was actually pretty good. So where does this go? Does this go to the harbor? This might go to the harbor. I actually really like the harbor. I was going to save it for the next video, but if I wind up in the harbor, I'm going to show it to you guys. It does look like it could be... Oh, no, it's the tower. Okay, the tower is connected to the harbor. And I can see why people would get lost in this game, because I didn't know this was there, and I didn't know this connected to this area. The harbor connects to the tower. The tower connects to another area. That area is full of really strong enemies. Am I stuck here? Is there no way through? Can I just kick this door open? Oh, you could just open it. Yeah, smartness. I've got it in my brain. That's where the smartness comes from. My brain, in my head. Okay, yeah, I know exactly where I am. And you do occasionally run into this guy and he gives you advice. It's okay. I mean, he just tells you things you've probably already figured out at this point. Alright, I think we will do one more quick fight and we will call it a video. Yeah, I actually like fighting here. I found some interesting moves from some of the guys who spawned here. And, you know, different guys are going to have different moves, and different guys are going to spawn in different areas. And if you keep going down this path, it actually goes to one of the areas with the strongest guys in the game. Or the strongest ones I found, anyway. There may be more. Ooh. Ha ha ha! Yeah, just so you guys know, parrying this is way easier than it is in Street Fighter 3. So if you can parry in Street Fighter 3, you can do this. The timing is a little bit weird, in that it's different for every move, and you have to hit it just before it connects. Alright, I will show you the strong area, because it's really neat. We'll run. We'll make a run for it. Because this is actually one of my favorite areas to go, just to fight, just to collect moves. Because I'll lose like every other fight here, but I just enjoy fighting here a lot because the enemies are strong. You get decent moves. And that's actually, I think, what the first, I guess, it depends on how long you play. Like, if you play for a really long time, this might be only like the first quarter of the game, and then you play a lot of PvP. The other thing is, once you actually get comfortable with the game and you get a decent moveset, you can go online and co-op with people, because some of the bosses, from what I've heard and what I've read online, are not fair. There's like one guy who, when you fight him, he summons like 5 other guys into the fight. So don't feel too bad if you have to like team up with people to beat some of the bosses and progress through to the end of the game, because the game is, there's no one-on-one honor system here. It's like people show up and you have to fight them no matter how many there are. This is also why I really like this area. Is the Oration Quarter. Is, oh look, it's just everywhere. It's just awesome. And all that down there, that's where you're actually going to run around and fight people. And you can actually go through those areas. You know, some of it is background, and some of it are areas, some of these are areas you can go to. My English is good today. I'm very good with the words. Some type of wordsmith, perhaps. Perhaps. So there's another Karn over here if you guys haven't found it yet. You just have to kind of run across the bridge and take the left instead of the right. And what I usually do is just jump down here, because there's probably somebody hiding in here. Alright. Another great thing is, because there are cliffs here, you can, if you find somebody who's just kind of hanging out by the cliff, you can knock them off. So if they're a much stronger, fighter than you, if they're a higher level, you can get a cheap experience points just by knocking them down. Alright. There we go. You know, I am getting a little sick of you. Alright, I feel pretty good about that. That was pretty awesome. I did get a decent parry and a decent comeback at the end of that fight. Alright, one more. One more. See, here lies the problem with this game. It's always one more. Oh, and if you want to use the healing, always do it before the fight starts. And you want to basically come out swinging, because you only get hit. You only heal every time you hit the enemy. Wow, I didn't die. I am actually very, very shocked that I didn't die there. I thought for sure I was toast, because I just fought 2 enemies that were pretty strong. Alright, so I will call it a video here, because otherwise I will just keep fighting random guys over and over and over again. And it is really fun. It's a fun game. It's free for PS Plus right now, so I advise you at least try it. You can dabble in it, If you don't like PvP combat, if you're not an online gamer, there is still a lot of content here for you. And playing the actual, like, you know, offline mode to get your deck built, to work with your combos, it does actually teach you to play better. Like, I've actually gotten much better being more comfortable using the parry and watching other people play, and knowing that you shouldn't always try and parry the first hit, because most people will come out with a really fast first hit and watch their attack patterns. And it goes for players as well as NPCs, is know when they're going to try and hit with their big moves, and that's when you hit with the parry in order to break their combo. So anyway, thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys are liking this series. I think it's going to be a lot shorter than Sundered, but I have a couple of options lined up after this, and I'm going to go have more some. Let me try speaking English. I'm going to go have some more fun beating some NPCs up for a little while. So thank you guys for watching. See you next time. Bye-bye.